Hey everybody, welcome back to Movies and That. I'm your host Cody, and today we're going to talk about my history with the Evil Dead franchise. So, Evil Dead is a franchise that I knew of only because of the remake or the reboot that they did. What was it, back in 2013, I believe? And other than that, like I said, I did not know about it really at all. I think I did know about Army of Darkness, but I didn't know like it was connected to the Evil Dead franchise because I really didn't know what it was to begin with anyways, and I think I just saw it kind of by itself and never really cared to put dots together or anything like that. So, the 2013 reboot Evil Dead was my first introduction into Evil Dead, and that's kind of where it stayed for a while. I want to say probably maybe like 6 or 7 years after that. Then I got into the old Evil Dead movies. So I believe I had the the remake, the reboot. I had that on video for years. So then I finally kind of like got into researching and looking into the old ones. And I was like, oh, okay, so Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, they're all connected. So let's get into that. So the first time I saw actually all three of them back to back, I rented them. So I rented them on the FiOS on demand. I think they were free to me or something like that. I don't think I paid for any of those. But yeah, rented them, watched all three within a day or two, and I was pretty hooked on the franchise overall. Love Bruce Campbell, love the character of Ash. I never watched like Ash versus Evil Dead or any like the TV series of Evil Dead. Still haven't to this day. I just really don't have an interest in that at all. But with that being said, I really dug the practical effects and everything that you see in Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2. And it's balls to the wall crazy, in my opinion. All three of those original movies are. And trust me, don't get me started on the remake, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, so remake was the first one I watched, and then it was the three original in succession of that. So watched the first one, really loved it, really enjoyed it, and it is creepy. Don't get me wrong, it's creepy, but that kind of horror and what they did back then, it doesn't really like get to me, kind of like the newer ones do. But yeah, Evil Dead 2, you can tell they were going for a more non-serious, dark comedy type of movie there. That's kind of where we get more. That's like the first introduction to like the Ash character that we know and love today. Because I think in the first one, he was more of like a final guy. He was more of your just regular, character, just trying to survive, right? Try to make it through the situation he's in with the Deadites and whatnot, and doing everything he can to make it till dawn, right? Get out of that. Evil Dead 2, it kind of like retcons what we got in the first one in a sense, introduces some new lore to it, to connect like the book and the history of the Deadites, and with that explorer researcher and his daughter coming into the mix and whatnot. But yeah, and even Ash like himself becomes a Deadite at one point, but it's a little less serious, but it's basically like the same setting, same exact setting we got in the first one. Kind of a similar series of events that happened in the first one, but just with a more comedic spin to it. And at the end of the day, I have a good time with both the first and the second one. However, whenever I go back to the old ones, I'm more in the mood to watch the original one than the second one, but that's just me. I like both of them. Then we get to Army of Darkness, and I just think that's so cool, like him going back in time to the medieval ages and, becoming like a king, sort of sense. Ash becoming a king over this, I guess it's the English or something like that. And his running with that, and him coming in with his shotgun in the car and whatnot, say hello to my boomstick, talking about S-Smart and where to go buy it, how much a shotgun costs, and just completely blowing the soldiers' minds back in the day and those people. And right, so like I said, he becomes like this king figure, and you know the Deadites are a thing back then as well. So they're both he's dealing with it as well as the medieval people are dealing with it as well. So they join forces and they come up with a plan to take down the Deadites once and for all, and you know, and help Ash make his way back to the future. So that's what we get there, and it's a fun time. It's a fun watch. It's not scary at all. It's nothing like that. So I like watching Army of Darkness kind of out of the October Halloween season. So like I can watch that at any time. So I do have a good time with that movie, and I really do enjoy it overall. It is fun. It's a good premise there, and I wouldn't be opposed if they brought Army of Darkness back, or they try to reboot that in a way. I think that could be a good time even now. And then we get to Evil Dead Rise. So that was the one that came out in 2022, I believe, 2023. Not too long ago, only a couple of years ago. And that one, I think it's my third favorite in the franchise now. Might be, yeah, third favorite in the franchise. That movie is, I mean, just that opening, that title card drop and everything, or title card rise, should I say. It set the tone for the whole movie. I like the setting that we're in. It's in a apartment complex. It's very, it's very claustrophobic. It's very just closed in, right? The new book lore that we get, because one of the kids finds the book in this old bank vault, because this apartment complex was, I guess, built on an old bank. Earthquake happens. Kid goes down into this hole that opened up into this old bank vault, pulls out this book, plays it back with his record player, and unleashes the prayer, which unleashes the evil, the Deadites, and takes over the kid's mom and also some of the kids, which is pretty wild. And the gore, the carnage we get in this is A+, and I mean, the two newer Evil Dead movies, so the one they did in 2013, the one they did in 2023 or whatever, I mean, they amped up the gore, the violence, the way the Deadites look. I mean, it's just, to me, it's A+. I think Evil Dead nowadays is kind of what, in a way, you want horror, you want a bloody horror movie, they nail it. You know, they hit the nail on the head with that, and they do a great job. And Evil Dead Rise was awesome. So yeah, I mean, that's my history with the Evil Dead franchise. I mean, not a whole lot of movies here, but became a fan of it kind of later in life. Really didn't know too much about it for the longest time. Really had no care to learn much about it, and I'm glad I did, and I am a fan for life. Still haven't watched Ash versus Evil Dead, and I don't think I ever will, but maybe, we'll see. But definitely excited for what they do next with the Evil Dead franchise, and excited for what the future holds with it. So thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more. Have a great rest of your day.